Good morning, students. How are you? You are doing a very great job. You are appearing your tests and scoring good marks. Thanks again, students. All the students of biology, Sonal, Sally, Kanchan, Ans, beta, I am proud of you. Keep it up and keep your study going on at any situation. Okay. So, in our last video, we have completed the revision of chapter 8, that is human health and disease. Today we will start revision of your new chapter, that is chapter 9, strategies for enhancement of food production. So let's understand what does it mean. As we know, India is a highly populated country, means its population is counted the second largest in world. So referring to the increasing population, the food need is also high. As we know, the population is more, so they need places for living, places for making industries and for various activities, due to which nowadays the cultivating lands are decreasing, means on which the people or farmers cultivate, the land is getting decreased. So here we should think how a less land should provide more food or fulfill the food requirement of the whole country. That's why this is the most important necessity, that enhancement of food production, means to fulfill the food need of the people of our country. It is most important. So what are the strategies and techniques used to produce large number of food or to fulfill the food requirement of our people? So students, we can see through this flow chart that what are the different techniques to increase the food productivity. Clear? So these are the strategies, means animal husbandry. As we know, many people of the world including India depend on animals for their food, means either on milk products or meat. Next is your plant breeding. As we know, plant breeding means producing different type of crops in a less time period. We will study about them in details. Just here I am giving you the introduction. Next is single cell protein. Single cell protein means, as we know, protein is a very high cost and all the people can't get enough protein in low cost. That's why some new procedures are used in agriculture to produce single cell protein. Next is tissue culture. This is also another technique to enhancing or increasing the food productivity in the plant. Next, animal husbandry is again divided into 4 types. Dairy farm management. Dairy farm management means producing milk and its products. Milk and milk products. Next, poultry farm management. Poultry farm management means rearing of birds for egg and meat. That is called poultry. Next, beekeeping means rearing of honeybees. Next is fisheries, means rearing fish. So they are the food on which the people of India, not only India but also the whole world depends. So students, we will study about these topics one after another. Again, for increasing the food productivity, animal breeding and plant breeding programs are done. You know about breeding. Breeding means when the cross is done between two different species, either having same genetic character or different genetic characters. So animal breeding is again takes place through 3 different ways. One is inbreeding, in which same species come from the same genus are mated with each other or crossed with each other. Next is your outbreeding. Outbreeding means when 2 different species come from 2 different ancestors mated with each other to increase the quality of that organism or animal. Next is your controlled breeding. Controlled breeding means how can we able to produce a superior male or superior female cow or bull, etc. for completing or fulfilling our food need. Again, outbreeding is divided into 3 different processes. One is your outcrossing, another is your crossbreeding, and next one is your interspecific hybridization. And controlled breeding is again divided into artificial insemination and multiple ovulation. We will study about these topics in this class. So students, first we will study about animal husbandry. As I have told you, animal husbandry means rearing of animals for meat and milk. Not only for milk but also for meat. As we know, in India we are dependent on milk products more than the meat products. But the rest of the world, the rest of the population depends on meat. So in India, you will astonished to listen that more than 70% of the world livestock population is present only in India and China. 70% of livestock population in India and China. If we consider all the livestock, means all the animals like cows, goats, buffaloes, camels, donkeys, etc., etc. So 70% only found in India and China. Means the animals they rear provide different type of food to fulfill the food requirement of different parts of the world. So students, in animal husbandry, we will first study about dairy farm management. You know about dairy farm management? In our city, suppose we are living in Bhiwadi or Dharwad, in our cities many dairies are present. Dairy is the place where milk are supplied, means milk is collected from different areas and they are sold to that to the dairy farm, and they using that milk they produce butter, they produce curd, they produce paneer, cheese, etc., etc. And its handling and caring, means in a dairy or in a dairy farm which activities are done. In a dairy farm, milk is collected and milk products are produced. From it they are properly handled and cared and again sold to different retailers and different agencies. So what steps should be taken for a good dairy farm management? As we know, the milk we are getting from the animals, domestic animals like cows, buffaloes and camels. Majority is cows and buffaloes. So their rearing is most important factor. Means we have to take care properly to these dairy animals, means milking animals. We can say as milking animals. Milking animal means milk giving animals. Remember, milking means milk giving animals. So milk giving animals are cow, buffalo, goat and camel. So how they are take care? There are large cow shed are made in which these domestic animals are kept, and they are provided hygienic food, sufficient water, and in regular intervals medical checkups should be done that they should not be infected from any infectious disease. Again, starting from milking to selling, all these activities are done there. That's why when we are rearing these animals, means milking animals who give us milk, we have to take care properly. Means their shed is open and fully hygienic and properly ventilated to come air. That's why they can be fit. If they fit, then they will give milk. As I told you that we should give them proper hygienic nutritious food, due to which milk can be produced in more amount. We are giving them for milk. If milk is not produced in large amount or more amount, then we can't get any benefits. That's why we should care for them. We should take care of their health. We should provide good food, sufficient drinking water, regular medical checkups. So these are the steps by using we can rear the animals and can produce the dairy products like milk, butter, curd, buttermilk, cheese, paneer, etc., etc., etc. Clear students? As we know, they are food products. So animals here play an important role to fulfilling the food requirement of the increasing population. Next is your poultry farming. Poultry farm or poultry farming. As we know, poultry farming means rearing of birds. Here, rearing of birds. Poultry farm means rearing of birds. Why we rear birds? For egg and meat. Clear, students? For egg and meats. That's why these organisms or these animals or birds should be, these birds should be taken care properly. How? Like in dairy farm management, as we are care for those animals as they are giving us milk, so birds are here also provided a open shed having proper ventilated, again good nutritious food. They are prevented from many infectious diseases like bird flu. Clear? Due to which they give more and more eggs and meat, and the meat is having less fat and more meat. This is poultry farm management. As in poultry farm management, the birds reared are hen, duck, goose or geese, etc. etc. Clear, student? So poultry farm I have told you, and the examples we can take as hen, cock, duck, goose, geese, turkey, etc. etc. They are used for poultry farming. Means if we are rearing female, then they give us egg, and if we are rearing male, then they give us meat. Means that meat contains less fat and more meat. Clear? Next is your beekeeping. As we know, we are studying about different type of food, how organisms give us, that animals we are rearing, how they benefit us and how they give us to requirement of our food demand. So here I have told you dairy farm management, poultry farm management. Next is your beekeeping. Beekeeping is biologically called apiculture. Apiculture means rearing of honeybee. The most common honeybee variety is Apis indica. Remember, the most common variety of honeybee is Apis indica. Apis indica is the most common variety of honeybee which is rearing in India for giving more and more honey and its products. So how they are reared? As we know, honeybees collect nectar from the flowers. So first we have to choose the beehives. As we know, the queen honeybee due to queen honeybee, male drones are come, and they are also called worker honeybee, and they suck nectar from the flowers and stored in the beehive. So first we have to choose the honeybee, whether it is normal type or whether it is wild type. After choosing the variety of honeybee, then it should be implanted in any area that contains more and more number of plants which bears flowers. So normally during flowering seasons, like in sunflower, marigold, rose, etc., beehives are kept in those gardens, due to which the male worker honeybees collect nectar and stored in the beehive. That's why we should also, like in case of dairy farm and poultry farm, we should take care for the beekeeping or for apiculture. Means we should properly take care about the animals, the honeybees, that they are collect honey for us, for our different uses or various uses. So after knowing the nature of honeybee, The beehive is implanted in the area where more and more plants and in flowering seasons. We should regularly check up after any cyclone or any high speed wind flow that the beehive is not spoiled or not destroyed. So in regular intervals honey is collected, and honey is mostly used for preparing many medicines, and the bee wax is used in cosmetic industries like wax which is done by the females. In case of human beings, they use waxings to remove their hair, waxings. So that is collected from the beehives. Means honeybees not only give us honey but also gives the bee wax, which is used for many cosmetic products, and honey is also used from a traditional time as medicine, and nowadays also honey is used for preparing the medicines. Clear, students? So honeybee, we can say that can fulfill our food requirement. Clear, students? So here we have to take care for one thing, that this honey, the beehives should be managed properly. If they are not managed properly, then if suppose the queen honeybee is died, then the worker honeybees go away from that hive. That's why regular checkup that whether the honeybees are present or not, whether they are collecting the nectar or not. So these are the steps to how produce honey and its products. Next is your fishery. Fishery is another technique of fulfilling the food requirement. Many people depend on fish. I also depend on fish. So fishery is a great business, or gives a great economic importance. It has a great economic value for our country, due to which we can earn the foreign currency, as we are supplying different type of fish to different parts of the world. So for fisheries, we should also take care of rearing of these fish. As we know, the fishery is one of the most common business or most common mode of business by the people of India normally living in the coastal part of India. They depend on fish for their food as well as for their money as they sell it. So fishery is again divided into two types. One is inland and another is marine fish. Inland fish means fish is grown in either rivers or ponds or lakes inland, and another is marine, which we can find in the seas and oceans. So there are different varieties of fish we can get from inland and marine. Instead of this, we also nowadays blue revolution means increasing the food productivity from water or from oceans. So blue revolution is depend on this fisheries and aquaculture. We can say it as aquaculture. So inland fisheries, I am giving you some examples of inland fish like your rohu, magur, catala, are some varieties of freshwater fish. Inland or freshwater fish, we can say they are only live in fresh waters. And marine water fish is hilsa, clear, pomfret, etc. These are we get from oceans, and these fish, rohu, magur, catla, many more fish. You just remember these two examples, pomfret and hilsa are marine water fish. Rohu, magur, catla are freshwater fish. So marine water, suppose your question will come, write the name of two freshwater and two marine water fish, then you can easily write the name. Rohu, magur, catla are freshwater fish, and hilsa and pomfret is marine water fish. Instead of this fish, prawn and lobster. Prawn and lobster are also used as food. Means they are not considered in fish, they are aquatic arthropods, but still they have a great demand in aquaculture as they also help in fulfilling the food requirement. So students, for today this is all about your animal husbandry. Next we will study about animal breeding.